Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you find it useful as you search and apply for scholarships. My name is Mary Elise White, and I'm the Assistant Director of Financial Aid for Scholarships at Grand Valley State University. Today, I'm going to be going over the types of scholarships that we offer, including our admission scholarships, our My Scholarship system, outside scholarships, tips for searching and applying for scholarships, deadlines, frequently asked questions, and I'll give you our contact information in case I don't answer all of your questions today. First, I'm going to show you our main scholarship website. This is the link to all of our scholarship information. I'll be giving a general overview today, but please feel free to go back, click on all the links to get more detailed information yourself. First, I'll go into admission scholarships. These scholarships are automatically awarded to incoming freshmen and transfer students who meet these qualifications. Students have to be admitted by December 31st to be considered for these merit scholarships, and their applications must consist of their official transcripts, their ACT or SAT scores, the application fee, as well as the admissions application itself, which can be submitted online or in paper form. The next type of scholarship is the My Scholarships, which are GVSU-specific scholarships. And these are opportunities for current or new students, and they are either academic, they can be based on financial need, some are major specific, students' interests, so there are a lot of different scholarships in this system. There's actually over 500 endowed and merit-based scholarships in this system. When they click on the link, they'll be taken to this login page, and new students will get their login information once they're admitted to the university. And as long as it's past October 1st, as soon as they're admitted, they can start applying for these scholarships. The first thing you do when you first log in is to complete the general application. As you go through the general application, you'll want to complete it as completely as possible. So, for example, you don't have to submit a resume, but I would absolutely recommend that you do. You can do up to 3 volunteer opportunities. You don't have to do all 3, but I would suggest that you do. If you have 3 to submit, it just builds a stronger application. How the system works is once you fill out the general application, there's 2 types of additional applications that the system submits you for. So there are auto-matched scholarships. So the system will take the information that you put on the general application. That's another reason why it's so important to fill it out as completely as possible. Along with the system, or along with the information that we already have in our system, like your GPA, your major, things like that, and it will automatically apply you to scholarships based on just that information. So it'll apply you to a handful of scholarships just based on that. So that's great because you don't have to do anything further for those. Also, based on that information, it will narrow down from those 500 and some scholarships to tell you, based on that criteria, we think you're eligible to apply for these additional scholarships. And from there, it will give you recommended opportunities. So on the left-hand side of the screen, it'll show up as recommended opportunities and then a list of additional scholarships to apply for. And that's where you'll want to start going through reading the criteria to make sure that you do meet the qualifications, looking at the deadlines to kind of prioritize where to start applying, and applying from there for those additional opportunities. To keep track of your applications, the first tab says My Applications, and for each scholarship that you start or complete an application, you'll have its own box. This is a great place to keep track of deadlines, where you're at in the application process. If you started to complete the application, you realize that it requires an essay, you don't have time right now to write the essay, you leave, come back to it later, it'll show as a drafted status. And then once you've submitted it, it'll show submitted. This tab also shows if you receive a scholarship, it'll say that you were awarded, it'll show the amount. If you don't receive the scholarship and the committee's reviewed it, it'll show that you did not receive the scholarship. So this is a great place to keep track of all your applications and where they're at in the process, as well as probably most importantly, the deadline for all the scholarships. The next scholarship that I'm going to talk about, our type of scholarships, is outside scholarships. Outside scholarships are provided by agencies, foundations, other entities outside of Grand Valley. So searching for outside scholarships, we have compiled a list of scholarships on our website that are either regionally based, so they're local to Grand Valley or our students, or our students have received them in the past. So we've kept a list of all the scholarships that our students have received in the past, and we keep them in this database. We know that it can be very overwhelming. If you've ever tried to do a scholarship search, you'll have hundreds and hundreds of scholarships from all over the United States or even the world to possibly apply for. So we've tried to narrow ours down so that you can be successful in obtaining scholarships, not get overwhelmed, but also have a good shot at getting these scholarships. So you can use this filter, put in your criteria, hit filter. A list will come up, and the list will give you the basic information of the scholarships. So it'll give you the amount, name of the scholarship, the deadline, and if you click on the link, it'll give you the detailed scholarship information, a more detailed description, the requirements, which is very important to pay attention to, award amount, deadline, and it'll give you the website, which will be the company website, which will take you right to their direct application. It's really important to keep in mind, too, with outside scholarships, before we put them on our website, we do look them over to check to make sure that they're not asking for any information like social security number, bank account information, that they're not asking or charging you a fee to apply, anything like that. We do check for that, but be very careful when applying for outside scholarships, regardless if it's our website or any other website, to watch for those red flags and to not apply for scholarships that are asking for those things. And if you are on a different website or come across anything and you're worried about it, you can definitely ask us and we can take a look at it as well. Some scholarship tips. I know I've said it a few times, but knowing your deadlines is key, especially when there are a lot of varying deadlines. It can be easy to miss them. Do your research. In addition to the resources that I've gone over, local organizations, businesses, churches, parents, employers, they can all be scholarship resources potentially. Start early and stay organized. We tell students that a good time to start is typically a year in advance because it can take a long time to write essays, apply for scholarships, hear back, which takes me to my next point of be patient. The application process, committees reviewing, notifying students, it can take a while. So it's okay to follow up, but also know that those things can take some time and be patient. Always make sure to write thank you letters. If you receive a scholarship, donors really appreciate thank you letters, and usually it only takes a few minutes, so make sure to do that. Deadlines to know. Most of the deadlines in my scholarship fall between January 15th and May 1st, but the majority of the scholarships in my scholarships have a March 1st deadline, so that's definitely the big one. Outside scholarships, the deadlines are all over the place, so make sure when you are applying for outside scholarships that you have some sort of system to keep track of those. I know a lot of students will make a spreadsheet with a list of them with the deadlines and what they've applied for, when they expect to hear back, to kind of keep track of all that. FAFSA priority deadline for Michigan is March 1st. Not all scholarships require FAFSA, but for those that do, you want to make sure that you apply before March 1st. And we strongly encourage students to complete the FAFSA for maximum eligibility. Start early and keep track of your application deadlines. Frequently asked questions. Can I apply for scholarships I don't qualify for? So in My Scholarships, you can. You can submit applications if you don't meet the qualifications. However, we don't encourage students to do this. On our end, in our office, we do check the qualifications. The committees reviewing the scholarship applications and making selections check that students are meeting the qualifications before making selections and awarding scholarships. So while you can apply for those scholarships, you won't be selected unless you meet the qualifications. So you really want to focus your time and energy on applying for scholarships that you meet the qualifications for. Do I have to upload a resume? You don't have to, but we strongly recommend you do. It strengthens your application. If you need help with your resume, our career services can absolutely do that. They can help you with that. Do I have to file a FAFSA? You don't have to, but if you can, we strongly encourage it. Not all of our scholarships require the FAFSA or that you have financial need, but some do, and some consider it, so we encourage you to do so if you can. How will I know if I was selected for a scholarship? If you're selected, we will send you an email letting you know that you were selected, but you can also keep checking that My Applications tab, which is another great place to keep checking on the status as well. Can you get more than one scholarship? You absolutely can get more than one scholarship, so apply for a lot of them. What are my chances of getting a scholarship? This is a tough one. There's no percentage, or if you apply for 5, you'll get 3, or any real straightforward answer for that question. But if you apply for more, you have a better chance of getting scholarships. And be thorough and complete on your applications. As someone who's reviewed applications, we can definitely tell when students put in effort versus students who really don't put in effort and are just getting through the application quickly. So make sure that you meet the qualifications of the scholarships you apply for, you put in effort, and you complete the applications thoroughly, and that you answer all the questions, and that you answer the questions that are asked. And if you have any questions about the applications, to let us know, because we can help you with that. And here's our contact information. So if you had any questions over any of the information that I went over today, if you get into the system and you have any questions about the scholarships in the system, or if you have any technical difficulties, please let us know. We're here to help. Thank you.